Hey guys, this is the October 2021 budget review, and I'm filming this pretty late this month. I'm actually filming this on the 12th, as if this year has not been hard enough. This month has been already pretty pretty bad. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me, and I'm sorry this is late, but I want to make sure I still get it done. So we're going over October's budget here, and the biggest thing you see here is that I didn't think I would have much income, and that was accurate. Um, Now, delivery income was me doing DoorDash, and unfortunately, I couldn't get hours at first, and by the time I had hours scheduled in advance, I started having car problems, which you'll see here in the things that I had to pay for. And then with paycheck, I did make a little bit over what I thought I was going to make, but just barely. And that was from the job that I quit at the beginning of October, which I promise you guys that video is still coming. Just really busy. I'm moving again. So I got to figure that out. And no referral income. And the other income here, so interest income is just from my savings accounts, apartment liquidation. I sold a pair of flip flops on Poshmark. And this particular group of items that I have is from an apartment that was liquidated back in 2015, where I got a ton of items for free that I can sell at a zero cost basis. And so that's why I made $4 profit off of it, and that's fine with me. And then this $2 of income, I finally figured out what this is because I had one of these last month too. It is my main checking account. There are companies that they work with, and if you buy something from those companies, you get a small percentage of cash back. So car insurance was right on, and what I don't even know about gas. I mean, I do know. Um, I have not been driving any more than usual. I only took one trip to Columbus, and it's more than double the budget. It does not help that gas here is anywhere from 315 to 350 a gallon. So that's something that I've very much been struggling with. But this is no more driving than usual. It just represents gas prices going up. So, like I said last month, starting in January 2022, I'm going to have to revamp some of these main parts of the budget like this because these budget amounts were set in 2010. So, electric was fairly right on, and same with internet. Mobile phone was a little over, and I'm not sure if maybe it's only $3 over, so it wouldn't be a late fee. It may just be a fluctuation in taxes or something like that. Student loan was right on. And then let's look at this. Same as gas, fast food, restaurants, and groceries. So as you can see, it's not too much eating out because I'm also over in groceries. Uh, and I've also lost weight again this month, so it's not too much eating in general. Um, Along with gas prices, food prices are just soaring, and I'm getting the same stuff, and it's just killing me. Uh, how expensive this stuff is now. Gifts and donations, nothing there. Now, doctor, I knew I'd have some big medical expenses this month, and they were actually a little bit bigger than I expected. But those are all paid off now, and I won't have those anymore. So that'll be a relief for November that I no longer have to deal with that. And then storage is right on, no business expenses, no laundry, didn't buy any clothes, and the stuff for mom was just for her storage unit. So that all actually worked out pretty well. Everything else, service and parts. So, like I told you guys, I started driving for DoorDash, and almost immediately I started having problems with the car. First of all, my bumper almost fell off just for no apparent reason. So I had to buy some zip ties to hold that back on because it's like $1,000 or more to get it fixed properly. Um, then my oil light came on, even though there's oil in it, and I couldn't figure that out. So I had to take it somewhere to get that inspected, but they couldn't fix it. They just told me what the problem was. So that was only like $25. Then randomly, my battery died. It was completely fine 2 hours before. I went out to start the car and it would not turn over at all. So I had to get a jump start, and that cost me like 60 some dollars. And then once I got the jump start, I had to go buy a new battery, and then the terminal was broken, so I had to get a new terminal. So all in all, that's what happened here. Office supplies, I had to buy a box of paper clips, and printing, I think, was for that Poshmark label, just to have the shipping label. Finance charge of $32 is the interest that was charged on my credit cards, and the service fee is 88 cents times two, which is for each of the money orders that I used to pay the storage unit rents. I did spend $20 on coffee shops, and that is just going to Starbucks to use the internet. Hopefully next month that'll no longer be a thing, or at least as much, because the reason that I have to go out and use the internet, even though I have the internet at home, is because it is so absolutely so loud in my apartment all the time, and it's just miserable. And on top of that, it's now cold, and I don't have heat. I have these two tiny baseboard heaters for the entire apartment that barely get it above maybe like 50 degrees in here. So it's also freezing. Um, and then snacks are $69, and that's too high, but honestly, that is better than I thought it was going to be. Because I've been driving around a lot. I've been doing a lot of stuff that I'm not keeping my mind on, like eating at home. And I just thought it would be a lot higher than that. Now, renter's insurance is $8, and I do not know why this doesn't have a category of its own anymore because it used to. Um, Personal care, I bought toilet paper, toothpaste, and Q-tips. And then my hair, this is not all hair. It's haircut plus tip and eyebrow wax plus tip. And shopping of $16. There were two receipts that were from Walmart that I had no idea what they were. And I can't find the receipts now to say what it was. So it's basically uncategorized. I just know it was at Walmart, and that's what that is. And then $117 for electronics and software. I did get the new iPhone 13 Pro Max, and I had to get a case and a new screen protector for it. So the screen protector actually was way more expensive than I thought. Um, but at least it's the one that they replace free if it breaks. And then I have no idea why it says negative $11 for a credit card payment. I don't know what that is. And then there is uncategorized for $4. Um, it's some type of vending machine, and I can't for the life of me figure out where that would have been. I'm kind of thinking it might have been parking somewhere, but I can't place it. So going back up here, obviously we were very negative this month because I didn't have hardly any income. But let's go ahead and look at where the income did come from this month. So we're going to look at income by merchant. There we go. Okay. So this is for October 2021. This is the place that I worked at, and that's the paycheck. This is the money I made from DoorDash in the time I was able to work it. And then 1% is other. So breaking that down, apartment liquidation, which was selling that pair of flip-flops on Poshmark, interest, and that is from my savings accounts. And then Chase is my checking account, and this is one of the cashback offers for that. So a total of only $1,200. So let's look at net worth. So net worth, keep in mind I'm filming this in November and we're talking about October. So don't pay attention to this last graph here, or this last column. We're looking at this one here. So you can see that the net worth is either the same or just a tiny bit higher maybe than the month before, but the debts did increase. So let's look down here at the actual numbers. You'll see for October, the assets actually increased. So that's a positive. The assets increased $830.62. But the debts also increased by $794.95. So almost balanced each other out there. So that actually leaves this net worth that's calculated by Mint, but there are a few things that don't factor in here, so I'm going to add those in. Specifically, my checking account actually had 181.51 less in it than Mint showed at the time. One of my investments accounts had 5 cents more in it than Mint showed at the end of the month. I have $300 in physical gift cards around the house. And then my one crypto wallet that doesn't show up in here had $8.57 in it. So when you calculate all of those all together, then the actual net worth for the end of October 2021 is negative $149,424.70. That is a decrease from last month, but it's only a decrease of $279.90. I wish it wasn't a decrease, but honestly, with as little income as I had this month, and as much as I had to increase my debt because of car repairs, I think that's actually fairly decent. I can live with that, knowing that next month I'm going to have income again. So, with that being said, I will have this video up for you hopefully on the 13th or 14th of November. And then the day after that should be, I will have the November budget with me. And I still am making the video about why I left the job that you see that I got paid for here. So, all in all, I'm just kind of in a holding pattern right now until I start the fraternity job. And I will be starting that in November. But there is a possibility that I will not be paid until December 15th. So I might have to do DoorDash or something along the way to supplement my income in some way until that payday comes. But we'll see, and we'll talk about that more tomorrow in the budget with me for November. So anyway, guys, thanks for bearing with me and me being late again while I fix my life. But I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned tomorrow for the November budget with me, and I will at the very least have the story time video up in November for the job that I just quit and why I did that. So I'll see you guys then.